Okay. So I was explaining the difference between EIS and expert system. So in EIS, we will be standing on the terrace, and with binoculars we will be scanning the environment. We will hear some gossips or discussions or any rumors. Now what we will do is, on the basis of the information that we got from the terrace, we will go to the DSS. We will start looking at the information that we had before receiving that. We will do a past analysis, trend analysis, and we will look at the share prices of all the companies. We will try to confirm and all. Okay, so that is what is happening here in extensive online analysis. Okay, so in EIS that will happen. Okay, expert system, it will not accept any external data. Okay, you have to go to the expert system. You have to tell him the problem that all this is there. Okay, expert system doesn't have a DSS support. Okay, it is itself the mastermind. So expert system, you have to tell your problem, you have to give all the data, and then the expert system will tell what is the decision that needs to be taken. Okay, it will not do everything on its own, expert system. But in case the DSS doesn't have the integrated decision making capability or the human element for that, then we can use expert system. Okay, if you want to differentiate on one point, you can say that DSS doesn't have a human reasoning ability, but the expert system has a human reasoning ability. Okay, DSS, what DSS will do is it will directly give you the decision that you need to take, like abandon the project, or turn around the project, or because the margin of some product is less, you just discontinue the product. Okay, that is the kind of decision you can expect from DSS. But from expert system, what expert system will say is, this is just the growth phase, or even if the product is at a loss. Okay, if we discontinue that product, okay, we might lose a large number of customers. What we can do is, we can try to divert this traffic, or these niche of customers to our new product. But till then, let's keep on continuing the product. Okay, so what is happening is, here there is a more human element in the answer or the decision taken. So that is, you can, if you want to point out one difference between them, then you can say that expert system has a human reasoning ability. DSS doesn't have that human reasoning ability. Okay, if you want, I can research more on this and then give you answer later. Okay, shall we continue now? Yes, let's continue. Now the next concept is office automation system. Okay, I have changed the format now. Office automation system. Now what we will do is, imagine that you are going back to your office where you have done your articleship. Okay, now everything in your office has changed. Okay, the registers that you used to maintain, now they have turned into transaction processing systems, or MIS or DIS and all, DSS and all. Everything at your office has changed. Okay, you will start asking question that what happened here, why everything, I cannot understand why, what is happening here. Okay, so what the office will say is that we have installed a office automation system. Okay, what was happening in TPS was, we were automating basic operations. Okay, basic operations like input, data processing, output and all. So basic operations like recording the transaction, purchase or sale of transactions, we were automating. Okay, now what we will do is, we will make a list of the activities of the office. Okay, we will see what are all the activities that don't require judgment. Okay, which just needs some system so that the procedure can be completed in a fast manner. Okay, less human intervention must be there. Okay, So we will make a list of those activities and then we will try to automate the majority of its activities. Now why we are doing this? So that it will reduce the processing cost, the time lag, and there will be no scope for human error. Okay, that is why we are installing office automation system. Okay, you can also say that it is a concept of paperless office. Okay, now let's see what are the activities of office automation system. Okay, I have just given here the memory technique CCD FCR. Okay, what is the first thing that happens in your office? Okay, this is a story that you have to remember. A client will come to the office with his records. Okay, his bank statements, previous year audit reports and all. So what we have to do is we have to first capture that data. Okay, even we have to capture that data which he has not given, but he has explained that this data is there. So the first point is C, that is capture. Okay, so the first activity that happens in the office is document capture. Okay, then we will create a record or a file in his name that this is the client, these are the details that he has given on this date, from this timing to this timing. We have to complete this task in this procedure. Okay, so what we will do is we'll create a file. Okay, so the second point C is creation of file, or you can say document creation. Document creation. After that, the third point is distribution. Okay, we will take that file and give it to your junior. No, not your junior, but the person who is sitting idle in the entire firm. Okay, we will explain it to him that this is the work that you have to do. These are the details that the person has given. These are the contact details that if you want any other documents or any other information, you can call him. Okay, come to me once the task is over. Okay, so these are the instructions that the senior will give to the junior, or the partner will give to the senior. Okay, so what is happening here is, here we are conducting distribution of work. So the third point is distribution. After that, what we will do is we will start processing the task. Okay, so F is filing, searching, retrieval of information. Okay, what we will do is, if any information is not available, we will follow up with it. We will try to retrieve that information. We will do our own analysis. Okay, so this is what we are doing using this system. Okay, so the fourth point is follow up of the task. Then the fifth point is calculation. Okay, we will calculate the tax liability of that person. We will make sure that the calculations are as per the sections of the income tax rules or not. We will try to put that working into the taxation software. We will verify the accuracy of the results, and after we have done the calculation, we will do reporting of the same. So the last point is reporting, or you can also say recording. Okay, so that is what we are doing in calculation. And the last point R is recording. Okay, now here not only we do record the results, but we also record what all resources were used in the entire process. Okay, what how many documents were used, whether the number of input documents and number of output documents is the same. Okay, so that is what we are recording. We are recording the utilization of resources. Okay, after we have completed the work, we need to hand over the documents as it is to the client. Okay, so it must not happen that if 100 documents were given to the partner by the client, then only 99 were returned. Okay, we have to return 100 of them as it is. So that is why we are maintaining records. So let's see once again what are the activities. First we will capture the data, then we will create a file, then we will distribute the file, then the junior will take the follow-up of the file, then the junior will calculate the tax liability, and then we will record what all resources were used for completing the specific task. Okay, so remember this office wala story for activities of office automation system, CCD FCR. Okay, now you can write as many benefits as you want. This is a subjective question, but I have mentioned here three main points. Okay, for 4 marks, if the question comes, then write mostly 4 to 5 points. If it comes for 3 marks or 2 marks, okay, 3 points is sufficient. Now let's see what is the benefit, like why the your office decided to install this office automation system. First one is it reduces the cycle time. Okay, R is reduces cycle time. What is cycle time? When you receive a message and when you convey that message to the respective, or to whom the data is relevant. Okay, if you install a system that as soon as a message is received in relation to this subject, it must be communicated to this appropriate person. If you have in that system, then it will reduce the cycle time. Okay, so if the system is not there, obviously it will take time for deciding, and there will be cycle time. After that, we have it ensures the accuracy of communication flow. Okay, if you have heard the example that if there are 10 people standing in the line, okay, and if you give some information to the 10th person, till the information reaches the first person, okay, the message may be changed. Okay, so why that happens is because a person communicates the message which he feels is easy to understand for the other person. Okay, that is what is his perception. Okay, so to avoid that, we must have a system to ensure the accuracy of the message. Okay, so E is ensuring accuracy. If you want, you can write A. Okay, instead of writing reducing cycle time, you can write C. For ensuring accuracy, you can write A. And the last point is it improves communication. Okay, so basically everything they're talking about is it will ensure the integrity of message, then it will communicate the message fast and all. These are the points they are talking about again and again. And one more point is there that it saves the cost of communication. Okay, so that if a message is lost because a person forgot, okay, that might also incur some cost. Okay, but if you invest in a system, then it will surely reduce that cost of communication. So here you can remember communication cost, cycle time, accuracy, and again communication. Here focus on the communication part. Okay, benefits, it is a subjective question. You can write as many points as you want, but just focus more on communication part and cost part. Then let's look at the types of office automation systems. First one is TPS. Okay, what is TPS? It is not transaction processing system, it is text processing system. It is text processing system. Okay, now what it will do is, see, if you have an audit report, you don't write the audit report from the scratch again and again. What you will do is, you will take a sample format, you will see the earlier points, and you will edit the points as per your observations of the client. Okay, that is what happens when you prepare audit report. Okay, so what the text processing system will do is, it will all the documents that you receive, which the organization receives, okay, it does the content which is required for filing or for decision making and all, what it will do is it will just copy and paste. Okay, now this ability of copy and paste, it will not only solve creation of multiple files, but it will do it in a fast way, and it is also available for online editing. Okay, so you can also edit it so that you can get multiple copies of the same document, and you can also edit the same. Okay, why we are doing this is because a large amount of time the organization invests in writing. Okay, writing, typing, editing and all. Okay, so if you are using text processing system, then all these activities will be automated and it will require less time and less cost. That is why we are using text processing system. After that, we have electronic document management system. Electronic document management system. Okay, now this electronic document management system, it is linked to text processing system and EMCS. What is EMCS? It is electronic message communication system. Okay, so EDMS is linked with TPS and EMCS. It will take the data from TPS and it will give the data to EMCS. Okay, why we require EDMS is, see, in MIS we saw that all the data will be stored at one place called the database. Okay, and as per the importance and relevance of the information to the business function, we will distribute the data accordingly. Okay, so what EDMS will do is, it will get all the data from TPS, that is text processing system, and then as it is demanded by the executives or the managers, we will supply that information. Okay, this storage and supply of information is done by EDMS, that is electronic document management system. Okay, now how it will supply the information? It will send the data to EMCS. What is EMCS? Electronic message communication system. Okay, so all these three types are interlinked and dependent on each other. Okay, what is EMCS? Electronic message communication system. It receives the messages from the EDMS or from the outside factors and then communicates accordingly. Why we are using EMCS again? Again, to reduce the communication cost, to reduce the cycle time, to improve the communication and to ensure the accuracy of the communication. Okay, in that, now let's see what are the components of EMCS. Okay, I forgot to mention there the components of EMCS. Okay, what are the tools we use as EMCS? First one is email. Okay, everyone uses email. I have not met a single person who doesn't have an email. Okay, now why we are using email? Okay, just a minute. Okay, now let's see what are the why we are using email. Okay, so the first point is portability. Okay, first point is portability. What is portability? You can use the email from any device. You can use any hardware or any software you want. It doesn't limit you from accessing it. Okay, if you have the communication software, if you have the uh, hardware and software that are required for accessing the email, then you can access it from anywhere. That is why what we are saying is email is portable. Okay, you can send messages from anywhere. So the first point is portability. You can access it from your personal computer or from your organization's computer. Then the next point is electronic transmission. Okay, the next point is electronic transmission. Now, what does this mean, electronic transmission? We are sending the mail by electronically. Okay, so the delivery is quick and constant. Okay, that is the only point they have in electronic transmission. Then the next point is economical. What is economical? It is reducing the cost. It is not only reducing the cost, it is eliminating the cost. There is no cost for accessing the email virtually. Then the next point is B, broadcasting and rerouting. Broadcasting and rerouting. If you want to send a certain message to a certain section of people, you can use email. Okay, you have to just mention the recipients in the email and you can send the messages. So that is what is broadcasting and rerouting. After that, O is online development and editing. Online development and editing. So what, we can attach files, we can write the body, we can write the subject and all, so that it will be a more meaningful message. So that is why we are saying it is an online development tool. And the last point is integration with other information systems. What do we call it? It is integration with other information system. Okay, if you are using Word or Excel or any other kind of application software, you can link it to your email, so that as soon as the work is over, the email will itself automatically send the file to the recipient. Okay, so you can integrate it with another softwares. So that is why we are saying it is integration. Okay, once again, portability, electronic transmission, economical, broadcasting and rerouting, then online development and editing, and then integration. Once again, portability, electronic transmission, economical, broadcasting and rerouting, online development and editing, and integration with other system. Okay. After this, the next point is facsimile. Okay, it is basically fax. Okay, facsimile is nothing but it is fax. What it will do is, just like a scanner, it will scan the documents and it will send it through telephone lines. Okay, it is not electronic transmission, it is a transmission through telephone lines. Okay, earlier we used to use these fax machines. Now it is used in only special areas where we are not using internet or any electronic communication media. Okay, in those cases we are using fax machines. So that was what you have to remember here is, it is electronic communication of images over telephone lines. Okay, remember telephone lines in case of fax. Okay, you are not supposed to elaborate a lot in these cases. Only for email you have to remember that p-boy. But for fax and voicemail there are no many points. For voicemail you can say that you are digitalizing your voice and sending it as a message to the recipient. Okay, that is what is happening in voicemail. You are digitalizing your voice and sending it through mail. Okay, you can also write that it is a variation of email. Only the difference is that you are digitalizing your voice in voicemail, and in email you are sending documents or messages. And the last point is teleconferencing and video conferencing. Just a minute. Okay. Teleconferencing and video conferencing. Okay, what we are doing currently, it is called as video conferencing. Okay, if we are using again telephone lines and all, then we will call it teleconferencing. Means there is a telephone, you are talking through it, that is happening, then we will call it as teleconferencing. Okay, if you don't want to meet the person, okay, or you don't want to have the meeting, you can just talk over your telephone. That is what is teleconferencing. Okay, so you can say that it saves your travel cost, it saves your meeting cost, it is very flexible, it is portable, it is you know, see, earlier we used to say that the cost of using camera or video conferencing requires a lot of equipment and a lot of resources and all, but now all this cost has been eliminated. So you can say that it is not that expensive now to do teleconferencing or video conferencing. Okay, but in exam you have to write that teleconferencing and video conferencing is very expensive, and everyone cannot use it. Okay, because it is a point given in the module. You don't have to talk about the current situation, just write what they have given. Okay, so this was all regarding the office automation system. Okay, now let's move on to the next concept. The next one is knowledge management system. Okay, knowledge management system. Now let's see a drawing here. Okay, earlier the growth of a business was measured by how much the assets of the business were increasing. Okay, we were focusing only on profitability and increasing our assets. Okay, because that was the growth indicator. Okay, the more the assets you have, the more it shows that you have grown as a business. Okay, that is what used to happen. But now what is happening is assets are this much only and the profit keeps on increasing day by day. Okay, so this was what used to happen earlier, now this is what is happening now. Okay, the assets are the same, okay, and the profits are increasing. Now this, in this scenario what is happening is, the instead of increasing the assets and resources of the organization, we are improving the current assets so that it can process in a more improved way. Okay, here we are focusing on improving our processing, okay, here we are focusing on increasing our assets, and improving our processing. Okay, this is what used to happen in the past, this is what is happening now. Okay, so now what happens in what happens in knowledge management system is, we will process the knowledge, process the information in such a way that it will help us in making the future decisions. Okay, the more the company invests in processing the knowledge or the information it gets from the outside environment or the internal environment, okay, the more better the processing or the more refined the processing is. Okay, the better informed decisions the organization can make. Okay, so what is this knowledge management system is, we will uh, uh, develop a software. Okay, it will manage the knowledge and it will store it for future purposes. Okay, that is what is going to happen in knowledge management system. Okay, it will capture the data, it will share the data, and it will develop the data as per the requirements of the organization. Okay, now we used to say that a certain data must not be it is confidential, it must not be shared with a certain individual. What kind of system decides that? It is knowledge management system. Okay, yes, example, now we are going to develop a software. Okay, we are going to develop a software which is going to be sold to the customers. Okay, now we will not give all the details of the software to all the people in the organization. What we will do is we will divide this knowledge as operational information, tactical information, and strategic information. Okay. Now how we will develop the software, what will be the components and all, that is what the operational information will be. That is what we will communicate to the lower level of management. Okay, how to develop the software. Okay, after that, what we will communicate to the tactical information, what we will communicate to middle level of management is, it is tactical information. What is tactical information? It is the responsibility of middle level management, that the operational, the lower level management doesn't understand entirely how the software was developed, or they should make sure that the information is not leaked to outside the organization. Okay, that is what is the responsibility of middle level management. They must control the lower level of management. Okay, so they will share only tactical information with them. Obviously they will have some access to operational information to make sure that the lower level of management is working accordingly. And the strategic information will not be disclosed to even the middle level of management. Strategic information will be what all advanced features the software has, whether the other softwares in the market have such kind of features or not, how we are going to launch this product. Okay, so all this is confidential information or strategic information. Okay, so how we will divide this data, how we will communicate this data. Okay, all will be decided under knowledge management system. Okay, the more good processing the company has, okay, the more it will be able to earn profits, or it will get a competitive advantage. Okay, the main point you have to write is, there is a significant shift. Okay, there is a shift from the economy which was principally concerned earlier with the management of tangible assets. Okay, management of tangible assets. Okay, the shift is from management of tangible assets to knowledge management. Okay, now instead of increasing our assets, we are focusing more on processing of knowledge or knowledge management. Okay, now as I discussed, discussed the data, it will be divided into three groups. Okay, these are the main two types you need to remember in KMS. KMS means knowledge management system. Okay, now array okay, these are all the things this person talks about in the organization. Okay, there is no structure to it, there is no flow to it. Whatever goes on his mind, he speaks out and communicates to the people in the organization. Okay, there is no structure, but you have to understand that this person is communicating something. It may be of a certain value. Okay, now we will not document everything that this person says. We will only document the part of this information that the organization has a use of. Okay, if it is not useful, we will just we will just delete it. Okay, so only useful information we will record, and other information we will let it go. Okay, now what happens is, the person, he has certain values, beliefs, and intuitions. Okay, whenever he says something, you can document what he has seen, what he has said. Okay, but the beliefs, intuitions, and values this person has, okay, behind it, you cannot document the same. Okay, so this, what is the limitation here? You can document what he's saying, but you cannot document what he's thinking. Okay, what are his intuitions, values, or beliefs? Okay, so the thing which you can document, we will call it as explicit knowledge. we will call it as explicit knowledge. And the thing we cannot document, the intuitions, beliefs and values, we will call it as tacit knowledge. We will call it as a tacit knowledge. Okay, this part is explicit knowledge, this part is tacit knowledge. Okay, now why we are doing this bifurcation of explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge? What we will do is we will organize the explicit knowledge accordingly. We will formulate spoken words, written material and all. It is easy to transfer such data which is documented and all. But in case of tacit knowledge, the intuitions, values and beliefs, it is not that we cannot document them, but it just requires certain time. Okay, it is not impossible to document tacit knowledge. The only thing is that it requires time and experience. Okay, now what you have to understand is what is included in explicit knowledge. Okay, our business continuity management policy, our BCP manuals, okay, or the audit reports and all. Okay, that is all what is explicit knowledge. What is tacit knowledge is, it is basically what we are recording in EIS, okay, Executive Information System, the information that we get from the outside factors such as rumors, gossips or discussions. Okay, basically now the question is, tell me out of these two, which knowledge is of more strategic use to us, whether explicit knowledge is more strategic or tacit knowledge is more strategic to us. Okay, my question is, out of the tacit knowledge and explicit knowledge, which knowledge is used for strategic purposes? Tacit, yes. Okay, because here we have analyzed the person's intuitions, beliefs and values, and accordingly we are taking decisions. Okay, you cannot, it is not something that you can document, but it is important. Okay, the organization understands its value. That is why we are going to include the factors also in knowledge management system. Okay, so in this question only you have to remember is, there is a shift. Okay, there is a shift from management of assets to management of knowledge. Okay, you will define it again. I will read the definition once again if you want. There is a shift from the economy which used to focus on management of tangible resources to management of knowledge. That is what you have to write in knowledge management system. And then you have to define what is explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge. And if you want, you can give an example that explicit knowledge is policy, procedures, guidelines and standards given by the organization. Tacit knowledge is something of strategic use. It is a uh, perspective, beliefs, values and intuitions. Okay, you can write IBVP, IBPV. I means intuitions, B means beliefs, P means perspectives and V means values. IBPV. That is what we will include in tacit knowledge. Okay, any problem you have, any query you have, you can ask immediately. This is a very small concept, that is why we are not explaining it a lot. Just remember here the main point is that shift wala point. I have drawn that diagram so that you can get a, okay, please repeat again. Okay, you saw the diagram I had drawn in the paint. Okay, there what used to happen earlier, we used to focus on increasing our assets. Okay, so you have understood. Okay, that is what I was just reading again. Okay, so now let's move on to core banking system. Okay, Now we are talking about core banking system. Now we will use paint more and PPT less. Okay, so that you can it will be more interesting now. Now you can imagine that this is any banking service that the organization is providing. Okay, now it has certain branches. This branch has certain utilities or services. Okay, now this is one customer. He has his account here and he is using this particular service. Okay, he is also using the service of this branch. Okay, now but this is his account. Okay, he is accessing it from somewhere else. Okay, his money is kept somewhere else. Okay, now unless all these branches are connected or there is a network, we cannot maintain the person's accounts. Okay, so what we have to remember is all these branches are in a network and they are connected. All the branches are networked and connected. Okay, and we are performing basic banking operations. Okay, all the branches are in a network and connected. And what we are doing using this, we are doing this basic banking operations. Okay, this is the definition of core banking system. It is a banking service provided by a group of networked branches. Banking service provided by a group of network banking branches. Okay, now how do we update the account details of these individuals? Okay, the details of this will go to the backend. Details of this also will go to the backend. Once they go into the backend, we will post this backend will post the updates to its accounts. Okay, so where these accounts are maintained, they are maintained in the backend. Okay, they are not maintained in this branch or this branch. Okay, so this settlement and communication system, this is called as core banking system. Once again, there are branches, there is a network. Okay, and they are all connected. Okay, what we are doing this, using this, we are doing basic banking operations. Okay, all the transactions, the details will go to the backend. The backend will post the updates to his accounts. Okay, so what is core banking system is? It is a group of networked branches conducting basic business operations where the information of transactions is sent to the backend and the backend posts updates to its accounts. Okay, so what they have done is they have tried to cover the entire flow in the definition itself. Okay, so that is what is core banking system. Okay, core banking system. Now let's see what are the elements. Okay, we are now looking what are the elements. Now the first element is loan. Okay, what is loan? We are going to the bank and asking for a loan. Okay, if a person has a savings account in some other bank and is taking a loan from the another branch of the same bank, okay, that is what will be covered in core banking system. Okay, loan. After this, new account. Okay, if you want to open a new account, that is what also will be covered in core banking system. Then interest. Okay, calculating interest. Okay, so what they have done is they have just made a list of activities here, like what all the bank does. for the customer. Okay, it calculates interests, then it establishes interest rates. Okay, if you go to a bank, they will have a chart there that if you maintain a fixed deposit for 1 year, you will get 5% interest. If you keep it for 90 days, you will get 3.5% interest. Okay, so that is the interest chart. That is what they will do. They will establish interest rates. Okay, after that they will also establish the criteria. Okay, how these interest rates were calculated. Okay, that is the criteria. They will also maintain how that criteria was established. Okay, then after this what they will do is they will do processing of deposits. What all cash you have withdrawn, what all cash you have deposited. Okay, they will also do processing of the same. Then they will maintain records. Okay, they will maintain accounts. Okay, MS, they will maintain records and maintain accounts. Okay, so now you can add, this is a subjective question, you can add here. They can also mention the number of withdrawals, number of maximum withdrawals that are allowed, then the maximum amount that can be withdrawn, then maximum number of accounts a person must have in a certain branch. Okay, so you can add these points. Okay, out of these the important points are this one, interest part. Okay, it will calculate interest, it will establish interest rates, it will also tell the criteria how the interest was how the interest rates were established, then it will process the accounts, then it will maintain the accounts, loan and new account. Once again, loan, new accounts, interest rates calculation, interest rates establishing, how interest rates were established, criteria, then processing cash deposit and withdrawals, and maintaining records. Okay, so these were the elements of core banking system. Just remember the products like loan, deposits, saving account, current account, and on the basis of this you can write this, that we want to take a loan. Okay, we will process the deposits, we will process the withdrawals. Then for savings, if you want to open a new account, then for current account. Okay, just remember these products and you will be able to write this. Okay, the interest rate for this, what, how this interest rate was established and all. Okay, were you able to understand what I was telling for core banking system? Yes, have you understood core banking system, everyone? Okay. Yes, can anyone tell me what core banking software is used in the banks? What are the examples? Can anyone tell me? Have you done bank audits? Okay. So, yes, Finacle. Okay, Finacle is a core banking system software. It is basically application software. It is not a system software. Core banking system. So, Finacle was developed by Infosys. You can remember that example. Okay. Now, let's okay, this is the last question that we are taking now. Okay, we are not going to complete this chapter today. This is the last question we are taking now. Now what you have to do is just imagine that you are starting your own business now. Okay, it can be anything, a food chain or anything. Okay, you have to imagine that you are starting your own business. Okay, now what you will do is first you will open your business website. Okay, what you will do is the first thing what you will open is the business website. Now why you will open a business website? There are three reasons why to open a business website. Okay, you see, if you have your own business website, you don't have to you know do advertisement elsewhere. Okay, you will have your own website. Once you do advertisement, people will come on visiting the website, and then you don't have to do advertisement any longer. Okay, at the initial stage you will reach the customers via advertisement, but after that you don't have to keep on making advertisements. Okay, so you can use the business website for advertisements. So what you can say is it is cost effective advertisement. Okay, cost effective advertisement. After that, it will reach a large number of customers. If you have a business website, okay, it will reach a large number of customers if we do that. And then you can also do CRM. You can also do CRM. Okay, so for business website there are three reasons why you must have a business website. The first one is cost effective advertisement, then it reaches a large number of customers, and you can also do CRM. What is CRM? CRM is basically customer relationship management. Okay, so whenever you open a business, you must have your business website. After that, you must have intranet and internet. Okay, you must have internet and intranet. Now why you must have that? So that you can conduct your meetings from anywhere at any time and all. You have to just mention here what are the benefits of internet and intranet. Intranet is used for communication within the organization, and internet is used for global communication. Okay, so internet and intranet, you have to just tell the benefits of it, and then you have to, the main point that you have to mention here is okay, all those permutation combination, you have to say that you can conduct business, business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, consumer to consumer. Okay, with internet and intranet, all this you can do. That is why you must have internet and intranet for your business organization. Okay, so remember here you have to write 2 points. First you have to tell the benefits of internet and intranet, and then that B2B B2C wala combination you have to mention. Okay, all four combinations you have to tell in the exam: B2B B2C, C2B C2C. After that, uh, the next thing you must have in your business is software and packages. Okay, what you must have here: software and packages. Okay, this is a big point and we will talk about it later. Then they have made now a list of all the other things you must have in your office. Okay, like you must have a personal computer, then a scanner, then a webcam, then a printer. Okay, so uh, here what they have done is they have just made a list. Okay, now what What are we going to do using this? We use this mostly for communication, for reducing our time and reducing our cost. Okay, so what you have to do is just make a list of all these and write that it helps in reducing cost, reducing time, and processing a bit faster. Okay, so these were all the other remaining peripheral equipment. Okay, this is all peripheral equipment, supporting equipment that you need. Now let's look at software and packages. Here the main point that we're talking about is ERP. Okay, we are talking about ERP. At least 5 points you have to write on ERP here. Here also we have to write only 2 points, that it reduces cost, it improves communication, okay, it does fast processing and all. Okay, now for ERP you have to write 5 points, that it integrates all the modules. What does integrate means? Every business function will have its own different module. What ERP will do is it will integrate all the business function modules. Okay, it will obtain data, and as per the requirement it will supply the data. So that is what ERP does. Also you have to write that it will enhance the productivity of the business, then it will update the information, then it can share the information to the business functions and all. Okay, and it is a business intelligence application. Okay, what is ERP? ERP is a business intelligence application. Okay, so these 4 things you need to have in your business. Okay, you must have understood by now that all these things, these are related to information system. Okay, so these are the IT technologies that you need to have in your business if you want to achieve a greater level of business. Okay, so you can this now the question can be anything. They can ask that what are the tools for growth of business, what are the tools you must use after you start a business. Give a overview of IT technologies that you might use if you are doing business. Okay, or tell what are the crucial tools for business. Okay, you have to understand that they are talking about this question. Okay, this is a business website, internet and intranet, software and packages, and personal computer, scanner, webcam, printer, all other supporting equipment. All the supporting equipment you can think of, you can write here. You can even write here laptop, smartphones, iPads, iTabs, and all. Okay, just make sure that you don't elaborate on this question a lot. Write only maximum 10 points. That is why I was mentioning how many points you have to write here using this paint software. Okay, so the question was overview of underlying IT technologies. Okay, now we will stop here. Any questions you have for okay, ERP is a separate question. We will cover ERP tomorrow in detail with example and all the remaining questions. Okay, we will finish chapter number 2 tomorrow. Yes, any questions you have? Okay, see, students are
Sir, what about data?
yes, data
Mining.
data
Mining.
data mining. Okay, see those points, data mining, data warehousing, the database management system, knowledge discovery and all. We will first learn them in ERP. What is that this, and then you can write it there. But if you want, you can just mention that point. What? Okay, it is only one point that these are all used softwares for, as a in business. These are all business intelligence applications that you use in a business. They have not explained for what they have used, database, warehousing, and all. That is why I didn't cover it. We'll discuss it in detail when we are doing ERP question. There is a big ERP question. In that, we will discuss in detail what we are doing in. You must have understood from data mining what we do, but this data warehousing and all, these are totally different concepts. Yes, if you want, you can write the what the point you have to write is in software and packages that we will use business intelligence applications in business. The business intelligence applications are of four types. What are the four types? Database warehousing, data mining, knowledge discovery, and database management system. Okay, these 4 points they have to write, and then after that we are talking about ERP in the question. So you can allocate 1 point for this for four types of business intelligence applications, and then you can talk about for 2 or 3 points for ERP. Okay, the same point they have repeated again and again, that it will analyze and manage the data, it will streamline the data, it will integrate the data. Okay, for ERP they have mentioned the same again and again. Yes, any other question you have?
So can you just tell me again about the business intelligence, sir?
Okay, see that concept and all, it is very big. That is why I'm covering it with ERP, business intelligence applications. Okay, these are why we are using these applications is when we are starting a business, we don't know all the aspects of business. Okay, how to record the customer data, how to analyze the customer data. Okay, how to forecast revenues, how to store the customer inquiries. Okay, how much emphasis to give to the customer and how much emphasis to be given to the processing and all. Okay, we don't have that much experience. That is why we are using business intelligence applications. Okay, these are the intelligent solutions given by the software companies. Okay, now in database management system, what we will do is we will store the data in organized manner as it is requested by the executives. The database will supply the data. Okay, in MIS what we were doing is we were having a database. Okay, that is the same point, database management system. Then we have data mining tools. Okay, what is data mining tools? We will decide a criteria. As per that criteria, all the data in the entire database we will analyze. Okay, in database management system we were not analyzing anything or we were not extracting anything. Okay, as the information was supplied, that information we were sending. Okay, we were not making any changes to it and all. In data mining what we are doing is we are selecting a specific data, like you want to know out of all the companies data, how many companies have complied with the GST requirements. Okay, how we will do that? We will go to their financial statements. In that financial statements, there will be a there will be a component called GST paid. Okay, in taxes and duties. Also, we will look at the corresponding entry in the cash book or bank account, whether they have paid or not, and if there is any difference and all. Okay, so what we are doing is we are not extracting all the information in the database, in the file somewhere. We are just selecting the information and that information will be reported for all the companies. Okay, so here what we will do is we will specify a criteria. Using that criteria we will extract data, and as per the data extracted we will prepare a report. That is what we are doing in data mining tools. Okay, yes, after this knowledge discovery and data warehousing we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, so what is happening is, if you have a data mining tool, okay, you can carry out analysis in a more effective way. Okay, it will save your time. It already has experience, so it will help you in doing business. It will also cover all the areas that you have not covered yet or have not even thought about. It will increase your productivity accordingly. Okay, data warehousing and knowledge discovery, I will explain it to you tomorrow. Okay, if I would have explained it everything now it would have become a bit heavy, so I'm refraining from that. Okay, so this was a easy question about the tools you can use for your business. Okay, after doing ISCA, you must at least know this much. Yes, should we stop now? No queries? Okay. If we want, we can take the revision of entire chapter now also. There is no problem with that. Okay, I have revised this chapter at least 50 times. So, I like revising again and again, ISCA. Okay, should we revise everything now once again? The entire chapter? Or do you want me to do it tomorrow only? Okay, tomorrow we will do it. Okay, whenever someone says now that we want you to revise the entire chapter again, I get all excited about it because this is exciting content. So, okay, thank you everyone. We will revise the entire chapter tomorrow. We will also complete this chapter tomorrow, information system concepts, and I will provide you the sequence tomorrow for the further chapter and other things. Okay, make sure all the things that we have covered today, you develop your own chart. If you want, you can also put in details like what is tacit knowledge, explicit knowledge and all, other definitions and all. Okay, try to develop your own comprehensive chart. The chart must include all the chapter on one page. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.